Stand up. The mic is not on. The mic is not on. May everyone please stand up. Dear God, thank you for bringing us together on this graduation day. We are grateful for the journey that has been filled with your love and patience, which has led us to this moment. Please bless this ceremony and may everything go smoothly and this day be filled with joy, peace, and gratitude for everyone here. Bless the senior as we are beginning a new chapter in life. Give them strength in challenges and hope in the future. The name I pray, amen. May everyone please sit down.
Good morning. For those that are wondering, I am not President Valoria, but he does send his greetings. He is stuck in Southern California at a funeral, but he sends myself and the weather. My name is Eric Borges. I am the VP of Education for Central California Conference, and I'd like to welcome everybody here this morning on behalf of the school board, faculty, and staff. And the community, we thank you for coming to celebrate these young people as they move on to the next phase of life. Welcome.
Hello. For those who do not know me, my name is Emma Berga. I think a lot about the future. I suppose we all do, considering the multitude of times we've each been asked, what are your plans after high school? Or what college are you going to? Or what do you want to major in? And the truth is, none of us have the exact answer. I, for one, spend so much time looking ahead that I often forget about the present. Usually, this just led to me procrastinating all my homework. After all, due tomorrow means do it tomorrow. But not Ari. For those who don't know, there are 2 dorm rooms in all of Hickson Hall that have a joint closet. Ari and Issa were in one dorm, April and I were in the other, connected right through my closet. I prefer to have complete control over my space, so I was wary at first when April suggested we keep the doorways open on both sides. I was nervous about sharing my space, but I felt compelled to silence that voice in my head. I knew the open passage meant letting Ari store some things in my closet, and that if one of us got locked out, we could easily go through the other's room. Little did I know then that an open door would lead to such an unexpected friendship. This time last year, Ari and I were not friends. We had no bad blood, but we didn't seek one another out either. She had her friends, I had mine. But soon enough, the lines blurred. It started with her coming into our room to ask me about AP Lang homework, then about class office stuff, then about what to wear to church. Then it was soccer season. We went to practice together and I helped coach her. Those long days of intertwined schedules, extracurriculars, and literal dorms led to long nights laughing and crying over things both big and small. We celebrated when she won class office, and we cried when she had a bad day. We celebrated when we won our soccer games, and we cried when my sister got engaged. As someone who is constantly planning for the future, Ari has been a gift to my senior year. She grounded me in the present. She was always asking me to go to the sports games, play soccer, open the pool, and actually do my homework before the day it was due. Though they were small things to her, they changed the course of my senior year, and maybe my life. I think every one of us at MBA has been changed by her, but the seniors especially. She deserves the world, but today I can only give her this speech and a few kind words in her yearbook. It has been an honor being her friend and an honor standing before you all today. Class of 2026, thank you. And please welcome your class president, Ariani Rosales.
Ooh. I told myself the one thing I did not want to do was cry, but here I am. Good morning, staff, faculty, friends, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2026. Welcome all to the commencement ceremony. Thank you all for being here today. My name is Ariani Rosales, and this year I had the honor of being the senior class president. And although sometimes it didn't go as planned, which I apologize for, we made it. I'm so honored to be here speaking in front of you today for the last time. We're finally done with one of the hardest 4 years of our lives, whether it was academically, physically, or mentally. Not too long ago, I didn't even know if I was going to make it, but I did. For that, I have Gianna and Ryder and my parents to thank for having them. We made it, and I'm so proud of us. All those late nights or early mornings doing DEG journals, and this year the company, Go One Love and Beacon Ministries, or wondering if maybe Mr. D will help us the next day in math. It's so crazy to think that just like that, we're done. I can't even begin to imagine to fit all these memories we made into this speech. In just a few minutes, I will be watching some of you that I've known for 12 years, or even just one semester, walk across that stage and move on to bigger and better things. I'll remember the times during spring break blasting Frozen in Ryder's car with Gianna, William model walking down Baker Chapel during junior senior banquet, eating leftover cheesecake with Emily and Sophia, or the time we were playing dodgeball at class games and MJ was about to get hit and she waved her finger no and they didn't hit her. So she told me to try it out and I did and it worked. So thank you, MJ. Every time I see our One Love keychains or stickers, I think of the design Simeona and I created while sitting in Baker Chapel. I think or when someone asks John why, it's always because I'm John. When I feel better when I'm dancing, I think of senior talent. When I think of towers, I think of the furniture, the boys stacked on senior prank and putting balloons everywhere in the ad building where we all bonded together having so much fun. Even if it's just looking at the date, I think of Felipe, which today, I hope you know what today is, Felipe. I will give you a hint. It starts with 6 and ends with 7. I'm joking, by the way, but not a part today's date because it's actually 6-7. Or the time at every class office meeting when I suggested we watch Mr. Popper's Penguins and only Emma agreed with me and we never watched it. All of us are a part of each other in one way or another, and we forever have that. Someone once said, which I think was Deg, instead of thinking about what you're going to do, think about who you're going to be, because they are both different questions. We spend so much time thinking about what we're going to do next or where we're going to go, because that can change 1,000 times in your life. But who you choose to be is what matters most in the end, because no matter where life takes you, you will be exactly where you need to be. And just being there has started that for us. But before that, none of us would even be here if it weren't for our parents. I wouldn't be here, literally. So I'd like to thank them. Can I have my mom, dad, and Lolis please stand up? Thank you so much for everything. Les quiero. Today is the day we all go our separate ways. And although some of us may not see each other again, I hope that one day we will be brought together somehow, or if not by that, then getting reminded by each other of the little things. Or by looking back at the photos and videos and seeing the memories we made. Thank you all for those memories. Where is she? Uh-oh. I don't know where she is. And thank you, Katie, for being there for one of the hardest nights of my life. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Mr. Singer, for being the best boss for the last 4 years. You will be missed, and I wish you and Mrs. Singer the best to wherever life takes you next. To the graduates, take a look around for each other for one last time. For these are the moments we will have all together. I can't see the paper. And just remember all those fun times we've had these last 1 through 4 years. Because speeches may fade, but memories don't. Today is about reflecting and honoring where we have been and appreciating it and accepting that the only thing we've gotten the hang of in high school might not have been Deck's website, but learning how to do things on our own. I want you to be proud of all you accomplished. We have all grown up together, but don't let that stop here. I'm excited to see the person that each and every one of you will become as we leave from our home on the shore. There's this song from Hannah Montana that sums up how we may be are feeling. Always knew this day would come. We'd be standing one by one with our future in our hands. So many dreams, so many plans. Always knew after all these years there'd be laughter, there'd be tears. Never thought I'd walk away with so much joy and so much pain, and it's so hard to say goodbye. While it is hard to say goodbye, I'm glad I had these moments with you all. Like all the crazy things we pulled off, like junior senior banquet, tournaments, senior survival, senior talent, and senior prank. Thank you all. So excited to see where life takes you. Love you, and congratulations. Here's to the class of 2026.
Hello, everybody. If you didn't already know, my name was Ewell Mamba Daniel. And for 3 of my high school years, I've had the utmost pleasure of having Pastor Gregory as my teacher, mentor, and sometimes he's even the mentee. He's the IT guy. He teaches 6 or 7 periods. And sometimes he runs church every weekend. On behalf of your students, we just want to say we appreciate you so much and for being there for every single senior involved in and making sure that things run smoothly every time. Thank you for being there when we needed you, and thank you for being our teacher. If I had that many people asking me about my Wi-Fi, I would be bald just as much as you. I had to say it, I'm sorry. On a serious note, though, we've had our perspectives widened, we've learned to question things, and we've had our eyes opened countless times. One thing about me is I love to ask questions, regardless if they're dumb or not. And Pastor Gregory here, he's entertained every debate and nonsense we've had in our class. So thank you for that. Not only has he made an impact on all of our lives, I hope we made one on his too. Yours truly, Pastor Gregory.
Okay, hold the tortillas for just a second. I don't want it to be a blur in somebody's face. All right. Talking about making an impact, yes, I'm not even going to start with the fact that I'm wearing a... And then underneath that is... All right, as is my tradition whenever I speak, there's going to be something for you, and I need the 2 on the end. If you can grab the egg cartons, there are no actual eggs in there. while you're doing that. A little bit, and one of those will be for every senior, and I already gave them to your class sponsors. Well, they're not eggs, but you'll see, it'll make sense in a bit. In Greek, some of you are going, oh, he went there already. Yes, welcome to my class. So in Greek, there's essentially 5 words that describe something rock or rock-like. There's Petra, female, and that means, I'm going to, because it's just kind of interesting. So a female noun, and it means usually kind of like a cliff or a big, huge, uncut rock ledge kind of thing. Then there's Petros, which generally means, and by the way, it's masculine, so I always think that's funny because the masculine is derivative of the female in that case, kind of. Anyway, whatever. Let your gender studies deal with that. Whatever. So the point is, the Petros usually is a name used for Peter. Occasionally, it gets used to just refer to a stone or something small. Then there's lithos and lithanos. Now, lithos is a rock, but it's one that's been manhandled or carved in some way. So, for instance, in the New Testament, the rock covering Lazarus' tomb is referred to lithos, big one. The one covering Jesus' tomb, again, lithos. In Revelation, the rocks of the foundation of New Jerusalem, lithos. Lithanos, which is a derivative of that. I'm just waiting for them to get that out. Okay, can we get all the tortilla throwing out of our veins for the moment? Just whatever, or hold on to them. All right. So lithanos is a rock-like or something that was carved from. So still carved, right? Again, Petra, Petros, non-carved, non-man-handled. Lithos and lithanos are, but lithanos, like something, John uses it when he's talking about the water jars in the first part, because they were obviously fired. In other words, they had been clay but fired, so they were rock-like. So the Bible has those distinctions. It has one more, and it's called sephos. It's a little harder. There's a PS kind of in front of it, and it's sephos. Now, it's only used, John and Paul are the only people who use all 5. So it tells us something about John, because Paul is considered one of the most educated people in the ancient world, not just among Bible, but right up there with people like Archimedes and others. Anybody who reads particularly the Greek and Romans, man, it's really, really, really complicated Greek. So that kind of tells you if John was writing with some of that kind of linguistic, he had developed some sort of ability to understand that. Sometimes we think of them as just simple fisher folk, but they might have been a little smarter than we think. My point is, I think all the rocks are out. That was kind of my, okay. So the text this morning is from Revelation 2:17, and I read it from like 25 different versions, and nobody really got it right. It was kind of interesting because they got to the white stone and they didn't know what to do with it until you do a little digging, which just tells me that most of the translators were kind of lazy. But here's the text. Everyone who has ears should listen to what the Spirit says to the churches. I will give some of the hidden manna to everyone who wins the victory. That's interesting, but we're skipping that. I will also give to each one who wins the victory a white stone with a new name written on it. No one knows this new name except the one who receives it. So out of the 25 different versions I looked up, about 3 of them, one of them said, they think it's some sort of mystical stone. 2 of them hinted at something that's kind of interesting that took me off on a rabbit trail that was also interesting. And a white stone, as you're going to see why, was sometimes used as your ticket into a party. So that's kind of interesting. But when you look at how Paul uses it, when you look at how some of the historians use it at the time, Pindar or Sophocles, who's a playwright, it actually refers to something that was still being used up to about 200 years ago. So one of the coolest things, if you get a chance, and this is to everybody, I'm not just in this, if you get a chance and you go to Athens, there's several cool museums, but you will see voting machines that were still being used like that up to about a little less than 200 years ago, even here in America. And you can look it up online later, right? Google can be your friend. Voting machines. And what they had was, you had a choice between a little black rock and a little white rock. Think of a marble size, something you could hold in your hand. You could hold both of them. And on a trial case, what would happen is you would get both, and there was this container, and it had kind of a little small little lip, and you would go by and you would exercise your judgment. If you thought the person was guilty of death, you would drop the black marble in. Again, your vote is anonymous because you're just putting your hand. Nobody's watching you put it in unless you have some sort of statement you want to make. But people they would take a white and a black, and they could choose to put whatever one they put. And if you put a black one in, you were signifying you thought they were worthy of death. If you put a white one in, it was acquittal. The reason that's interesting is because, again, the word being used is very different. But the black one, that tradition, if you know your pirate lore, the whole point of, I got a black spot on my death is sentence, because it comes from that tradition. This literally thousands of years old, to be put on a blacklist, or that comes from that. Now, why I think that's interesting is because the white rock word that John uses and Paul uses once in Acts is the word for the voting stone. And in fact, that's why in Acts they translate it not as a stone, but I gave my voice, because your vote is your voice. And so what this text is actually saying, there's 3 points I want to make, and I'm going to try to go quick. Point number one is God is not at heaven handing out white rocks like, I guess I'll put this in my garden. I don't know what that's for. Because I read a lot of translations, they're like, we don't know what this is for. God's just handing out white rocks. And I thought, that is just the dumbest, laziest work of anybody could do. Because what it actually signifies for all of us in Revelation 2:17 is that God is standing there and God is voting for your innocence. While the rest of the universe debates about whether or not you deserve death, God says, I weigh in, and here's my white stone. And if that isn't the gospel and good news, I don't know what is. That's what he's handing out when you go. And the next thing, some of you will notice on the white stone, I got these more than a month ago, and so I painted them, and that's actual with a gold pen. I don't know how much gold's in the pen. They say there's gold in there. I don't think it'd be worth your time to scrape off the gold lettering, because I did put it under 3 layers of shellac. You'll see in a second why. So I wrote on there in Greek, Koine Greek, for where's my Greek? There you are. Agapetos, which is the word for beloved. That was John's word for himself. John had an interesting characteristic. In the Gospel of John, he never refers to himself. He simply says, the one whom Jesus loved, or the beloved. And that's one of the reasons why we give him the nickname. So I put on your white rock for you and your senior class sponsors, beloved, because that's who you are. That's the name that God gives you. More importantly, what it signifies for some traditions is the experience. And the reason the text says only one person knows that meaning of the name besides God is you, is because only you and God are walking through life together. No matter how close you're going to get with a partner, your children, your wife, your husband, it doesn't matter. Nobody will know the road you walked like you and God. And that's part of what that rock signifies. When God hands it, he goes, you and I together, this whole time. But you are my beloved. You, agapetos. That's the name on there. That's the name on the rock. That's who you are to God. So, 1, be free, right? That's what God is saying. You're free. 2, beloved. 3, you're like, we're already at point 3? Wow, how fast is this? This is faster than the class. I know some of you are like, what? Point 3. This one's going to be a little harder because I'm going to touch on some parents. You can write hate mail later. I'll just ignore it. But anyway, here's the thing. Part of that text talked about being your own. And I'm not going to go into how that's there, but if you want, I can have a discussion later. Which made me think of the story of David and Goliath. And you're thinking, how does this touch? Okay, again. David chooses to face Goliath. There's a reason he chooses 5 stones, which, by the way, is a really cool reason. You can talk to me again about that later. It's a whole different sermon, but it's really cool. He chose 5 stones not because he thought he was going to miss, but because Goliath had 4 brothers, and his point was, I'm taking you down and all of your family, which the Bible records he does. But here's the kicker of the story. Saul was remarked to be a foot or a head taller than everybody else in Israel. And David was remarked to be almost a head shorter than everybody in Israel. So when David and Saul are meeting, it's got to be head and head. But instead of going out and fighting the giant like Saul should have done, What does he do, everybody? Hides in his tent, and he does what? Where does he give his armor? He gave it to David. And David said, I can't fight in this. He tried, he goes, I can't do it. So David goes out in his own armor. And what I want you to catch is, you're going to have to fight in your own armor. And I didn't quite have the whole, I've had most of this memorized, but I didn't want to mess up this poem. And this poem is actually for us parents and teachers and adults and mentors. Because the hardest part is not having them. As a parent of two in their 30s, the hardest part is letting go. So I want to emphasize point 3 with learning to fight in your own armor, whether you're an INTP, whether you're a physical touch, or whatever your love language or your spiritual gift or your personality or Myers-Briggs, you are not the shadow of your parents or anyone else. So Khalil Gibran has this to say. Parents listening, grandparents, teachers, your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not their thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. For life goes not backwards, nor tarries with yesterday. And here he makes an allusion to what David wrote in the Psalms. For you are the bows from which your children are living arrows sent forth. The archer sees the mark upon the path of the infinite. He bends you with his might, that his arrows may go swift and far. Let your bending in the archer's hand be for gladness. Celebrate being part of God's launching them. But their successes are not yours. Their failures are their own as well. And that is a hard one as a parent or a teacher. You love to hear your kids come back and tell you what they've been doing. And you like to think, I played a part in that, but honestly, it's them and God walking. And you were privileged to be part of the process. So he finishes, for even as he loves the arrow that flies, so he also loves the bow that is stable. Kind of a downer talk for you parents. I'm sorry about that, but I always think it's probably the hardest thing, because at this point you're thinking, man, it's so good I got them there. I don't think you got them there as far as you think you did. I played a part, but not really that much. The hardest thing to realize is the one being in the universe who loves them more than you will ever know has been walking with them and never left them and never will. So 1, I want you to be free, because God declares it so. 2, you are beloved, agapetos. 3, you must fight in your own armor. They must fight in their own armor. So, 1, be free. 2, beloved. 3, be your own self. And then 4, anybody notice the etymology of beloved? Just split it apart. Be loved. How can you be free? To let yourself be loved. Some of you are holding that rock and going, no, that's a great sentiment, Pastor Gregory. If only I could believe that, because you've heard too many other voices. Maybe that's a great sentiment, Pastor Gregory, but I don't believe all of your stuff. Okay, hold on to the rock for me, and someday that rock will speak to you. Hold on to that rock when you're having a great time and you remember, my friends at NBA. Hold on to the rock when it's not so great. For faith, I believe, is holding on to what you know to be true in the light when you are walking in the darkness. Let me say that again. Faith is believing what you know to be true in the darkness from what you learned in the light. It's not forgetting what went before you. In fact, it's hanging on to it more tightly. And during those times, look at that rock. Not the one you painted there, but the one I painted here. Nothing wrong with that one, but this one painted for you. Shellacked with 3 coats. I told you I was coming back to that. If you've been in my class long enough, you know I don't do anything by accident. 3 coats of clear shellac to let the love show through. Anybody want to guess on the symbolism? How about the Trinity? Father, Son, and Holy Ghost covering you, clear and transparent so that love shines through. Gold, or as expensive ink as I could get. I don't really, again, know how much gold is actually in there, so again, don't scrape it off. It's not worth it, I don't think. But you are worth it. You be free, beloved. Be you, be loved.
Is it on? There we go. Good morning, everyone. Monterey Bay Academy has been offering a quality Adventist education to high school students since its founding in 1949. We are proud of our class of 2026, the 77th graduating class from MBA. Thank you, parents, teachers, staff, volunteers, sponsors, donors, for the importance you have placed on Adventist education. Our senior class is composed of 40 students from 8 different countries represented. 39 of those students are present today. One, Carlos Zamora, has already returned to Spain. One of the awards MBA is privileged to give out today is the Caring Heart Award, and I'm going to ask our principal, Mr. Dan Nicola, to present that.
The Caring Heart Award is an award sponsored by the North American Division of Seventh-day Adventists. That is a territory of our church that covers the United States and Canada. And they put forth a scholarship for a senior from every Adventist academy in that territory to be recognized for their dedication to caring for others. This year, the Caring Heart Award is given in recognition of demonstrated leadership and personal commitment to witnessing and service activities to Ariani Rosales. The award comes with a $500 scholarship to any Adventist college or to pay for a mission trip. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nicola. Congratulations, Ariani. Tamara Tirado is representing Pacific Union College, and she is here to announce some scholarships that will be awarded. I will turn the time over to her.
Good morning, and congratulations to the class of 2026. My name is Tamara Tirado, and I serve in the role of Dean of Nursing and Emergency Management at Pacific Union College. It is an honor to be here with you today and to recognize and celebrate your achievements and look ahead at the paths you will be taking. Today, I have the privilege of presenting scholarships on behalf of PUC to the Monterey Bay Academy seniors. At PUC, we are deeply committed to making Adventist higher education accessible and affordable. We understand the financial commitment that comes with a college education, and we are dedicated to helping students and their families make that investment possible. Last year, PUC awarded over $14 million in financial aid, with the average financial award totaling $22,483 per student. The scholarships I'm about to present are based on information provided to us by your school's administration and, in most cases, represent just a portion of the financial support students can receive. There are still many scholarship opportunities available as students prepare to join the PUC family. Will the following graduates stand and receive their scholarship? Receiving the trustee scholarship for $44,000, Dominic Martin. Congratulations.
Thanks so much.
Receiving the trustee scholarship for $44,000, Yvette Leva Chan. Receiving the Dean Scholarship for $52,000, Boston Ames.
Thank you.
Receiving the President's Scholarship for $60,000, Jonathan Rodriguez.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations again, class of 2026. We can't wait to see what you'll do next.
All right, we are so pleased that Tamara was able to be with us today from Pacific Union College. There are some other colleges, Adventist colleges and universities that have given scholarships as well. And I would just like to mention those schools and how much they gave and how many students were awarded. I'm not going to read off specific names, but we do have some other schools that came through with some nice sums of money as well. Andrews University, $40,000 to one student. Southern Adventist University, a total of $124,000 to 8 students. Southwestern Adventist University, a total of $159,000 to 10 students. And Walla Walla University, with a total of $643,650 to 12 students. We appreciate the support of our Adventist colleges, and we once again congratulate the class of 2026.
"40 seniors, 19 girls, 21 boys, 13 years of schooling representing 10 different countries, 15 four-year students, 22 athletes, 20 musicians, 4 had over 200 hours of community service, 1 perfect attendance, 35 graduating with honors or high honors, 36 have college plans this fall. I'm so proud of them and love each and every one of them. This is the senior class of 2026. Oops.
I forgot one award, and Mrs. Donna Ency is here to award that award. And she's going to come to the front. That's the Growing Young Leaders Award.
All right, it is a pleasure to be here on this beautiful Sunday morning. Graduates, congratulations to all of you. On behalf of the Pacific Union Conference, we offer our congratulations to the seniors, as well as our thanks to the parents who have entrusted their children to Seventh-day Adventist education. We also know events like this would not be possible without committed and dedicated Seventh-day Adventist leaders in our schools, from teachers and administrators to coaches and pastors who said yes to the calling of pouring into the next generation. Please join me in thanking them for the many hours they have spent making a difference in the lives of these students. We also know how important it is to continue building up the next generation of leaders in the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Since 2015, the Pacific Union has awarded scholarships to future teachers and pastors through the Growing Young Leaders program. Growing Young Leaders seeks to identify and champion talented young men and women who feel that same calling to care for and impact our world as professional educators and ministers. I'm excited to share that we are here to present the Pacific Union Conference Growing Young Leaders Pastor Scholarship, one of only 7 awarded throughout our union. To one of these students today, the student will receive a 4-year scholarship worth up to $80,000 provided in partnership between the Pacific Union, Central California Conference, and Pacific Union College to study theology. This individual wants their faith to be lived out in their lifestyle, treating others in love, tending the care of people, and leading by example. Time and time again, this individual has seen God using them, a broken vessel, to reach out in their community, sometimes without even realizing it. And they want to make a living being God's servant. It is with great pleasure that we present the Pacific Union Conference Growing Young Leaders Pastor Scholarship to John Rodriguez.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm back. Let's get the show going, guys. Families and friends, I will be sharing a few things about each of your seniors' accomplishments today. Class of 2026, are you ready? Will the front row please rise to receive your diploma? Graduating with high honors and an MBA advanced diploma, Samba Secretary, Senior Class President, Junior Class Executive Vice President, Sophomore Class Senator, Excellence in Service Award, recipient of the Caring Heart Award, a 4-year student, Ariani Rosales. Graduating with honors, scuba certified, 4-year student, attending Cabrillo College, Gianna Evelyn Immel.
Okay, cool.
Graduating with high honors and an MBA Advanced Diploma, senior class pastor, recipient of the Growing Young Leaders Award, attending Pacific Union College, Jonathan Christopher Kayonalu Rodriguez. Okay. Graduating with honors and an MBA Advanced Diploma, Senator at Large, attending Riverside City College, Dominic Thomas Martin.
Go to the left first. See the people waving at you? Oh, there you go. Okay, now over here. Now your pedestal.
Graduating with honors, senior class treasurer, completion in emergency medical responder training, Microsoft Office Pro certified, winner of the John Philip Sousa Band Award, Excellence in Service Award, four-year student attending Cabrillo College, William Donald Neubauer. Graduating with honors and an MBA Advanced Diploma, Excellence in Service Award, Microsoft Office Pro certified, four-year student attending Cabrillo College, Ethan Miguel Rodriguez.
Come back and play with me. Okay, to the left first. See the people on the ground? Oh, okay. Come forward a little bit. Move your tassel.
Graduating with honors, graduating with high honors, and an MBA Advanced Diploma, senior class senator, class pastor, Excellence in Service Award, attending Walla Walla University, Caleb Yusuke Kubong, and my cousin. Look at your dad. Graduating with high honors and an MBA Advanced Diploma, completion in emergency medical responder training, SCUBA certified, Microsoft Office Pro certified, Excellence in Service Award, four-year student attending Cal State Monterey Bay, Daniel Spencer Floral. Graduating with honors, Excellence in Service Award, Microsoft Office Pro certified, four-year student attending Miami-Dade College, Sofia Laverne Mata. Captain of the girls flag football team, girls volleyball team, girls basketball team, MVP of girls basketball team, MVP in offense of girls flag football, co-MVP in girls volleyball, 2025-2026 Athlete of the Year, Girls Club Vice President, Excellence in Service Award with over 200 volunteer hours, attending European University in Spain, Catalina Diaz Gomez. Graduating with honors, 9th through 11th grade class president, completion in emergency medical responder training, residence assistant, captain of the flag football and basketball team, senior year, Microsoft Office Pro certified 4-year student, Manuel Sampat Labayan III. Graduating with high honors and an MBA Advanced Diploma, Dean's Assistant, Junior Class Social Vice, Excellence in Service Award, 4-year student, attending Southern Adventist University, Catherine Ann Ross. Graduating with honors and attending La Sierra University, international student from Mexico, Yvette Isabella Leva Chan.
I didn't even know you played ping pong. See on the ground over here? Let's turn to them a little bit.
Graduating with honors, freshman class, public relations, sophomore years, religious vice, campus ministry, excellence in service award with over 200 volunteer hours, a 4-year student attending Cabrillo College, Alaire Tatiana Garner. Graduating with high honors and an MBA Advanced Diploma, Samba President and Executive VP, Senior Class Public Relations, Cross Country Captain, Class Senator, Residence Assistants, CPR and First Aid Certified, Excellence in Service Award, attending Walla Walla University, Ruben Scott Lowry. Graduating with high honors and an MBA Advanced Diploma. You guys, let me read the accomplishments of your fellow seniors. Thank you. Senior Class Historian, Class Senator, Scuba Certified, Microsoft Office Pro Certified, Excellence in Service Award, perfect attendance in the last 2 years. 4-year student attending Walla Walla University, Boston, Tyler Ames. Graduating with high honors and an MBA Advanced Diploma, Senior Class President, 10th Grade Girls Club President, Residence Assistant, Campus Ministry, Music Ministry, American Sign Language Interpreter, Girls Soccer Team Captain, Lifeguard Certified, Excellence in Service Award, attending San Diego State University, Emma Madison Bergal. Graduating with honors, Senior Class Social Vice President, Residence Assistants, attending Southern Adventist University, Madeline Alexis Husted. Graduating with honors, residence assistant, excellence in service award with over 200 volunteer hours, a four-year student attending Walla Walla University, Cabrina Sunshine Silvestri. Graduating with an MBA Advanced Diploma, Senior Class Executive Vice President, was class secretary in 9th, 10th, and 11th grade, yearbook editor, residence assistant, Excellence in Service Award, four-year student, attending San Francisco State University, Andy Maeve Farrell. Graduating with honors, completion in emergency medical responder training, lifeguard certified, Excellence in Service Award with over 200 volunteer hours, four-year student attending California State University, Fulton, Israel Adrian Perez. Graduating with honors, Excellence in Service Award, Charlotte Constance Chan. Graduating with honors, attending De Anza College, Jiangjun Stong. Graduating with honors, Samba Executive Vice President, Campus Ministries, member, class senator, junior class RVP, Excellence in the Service Award, attending University of San Francisco, EOL Daniel. Graduating with honors, Microsoft Office Pro Certified, MVP in flag football and golf, Ryder Hikaru Seagraves. Graduating with honors, international student from Vietnam, attending Northern Arizona University, Hung Jia Mi. Graduating with high honors, international student from Vietnam, Campus Ministries member, Excellence in Service Award, attending University of Illinois, Chicago, Chong Le Fung Tui. Graduating with honors, boys volleyball team captain and MVP, first volleyball all-league, international student from Brazil, attending La Sierra University, Danilo Luz Menigusto. First volleyball all-league, international student from Brazil, attending La Sierra University, Vitor de Carvalho Matias. International student from Brazil, attending Politecnico di Milano, Arthur Bonazzi Sodek. International student from Brazil, attending Walla Walla University, Victor Moreira. Graduating with high honors, senior class senator, soccer team manager, international student from Italy, Davide Attanasio. Best player in second team all-league, substitute soccer captain, attending Orange Coast College, Jorge Angel Estrada Sotelo. Graduating with honors, international student from Vietnam, Excellence in Service Award, attending Palm Beach State College, Thai Bao Titi. Graduating with high honors and an MBA Advanced Diploma, Girls Club Religious Vice and Secretary, Residence Assistant, Impressions Student Director, Heartbeat Leader, Campus Ministry Member, Microsoft Office Pro Certified, Excellence in Service Award, attending Southern University, Isabella Yoli Garcia. Graduating with high honors, second place in final district speech and debate competition, Excellence in Service Award, attending Grand Canyon University, Simeona Marie Resnick. Graduating with Honors, Excellence in Service Award, four-year student attending Cabrillo College, Sophie Abril Marquez Gonzalez. Graduating with Honors, Boys Club Public Relations Officer, international student from Brazil, Felipe Daves Mendes Andre. Graduating with high honors and an MBA Advanced Diploma, Microsoft Office Pro Certified, winner of the National School Choral Award, four-year student attending Southern Adventist University, last but not least, Miriam Jordan Wiedemann.
Let's give one round of congratulatory applause to our graduating seniors. And I would like the third and the fourth rows on both sides to stand up and face the audience, because introducing the new senior class of 2027. And I'd like to invite John to come up for the benediction, if everyone else would please stand. After the benediction, will the audience please be seated for the recessional? Oh, I am so sorry. Please be seated.
I need to welcome my kids. I need to welcome my kids to my part of the world here. Congratulations, class of 2026, on completing this journey at Monterey Bay Academy. A journey I am sure has been filled with challenges as well as successes, and a journey that has been different for each of you. 15 of you, as has been said earlier, MBA was your home for the last 4 years. 13 of you came from all across the world, oceans and continents away, to make MBA your home on the shore. And 5 of you followed in the footsteps of your parents, and 3 of those 5, even grandparents. But whatever brought you to Monterey Bay Academy, we're grateful, because you are the reason we exist. Today, class of 2026, you join more than 9,000 MBA alumni who have gone before you. They have left their home on the shore to attend colleges, universities, trade schools, and certification programs. Others have pursued completely different paths, but no matter where their life was led, they've grown, they've flourished, and they have made meaningful contributions to their communities and to the world around them. Today, I know is filled with a lot of emotions. There is joy. You've graduated, right? You've accomplished a lot. You've created memories. That's the joy. But then there's sadness. You're saying goodbye to classmates that you might not ever see again, and people who have become family, people who have shared this journey with you and have shaped these last 4 years of your life. Some of you, there may even be some uncertainty about what lies ahead. The future is unwritten, and stepping into a new chapter of your life can be exciting, but also very intimidating. Yet I am confident that as each of you prepare to leave, you are not leaving MBA alone. You leave supported by your teachers and your staff who have deeply cared for you while you've been here, and we will continue to cheer you on. You have become part of a very incredible alumni family, a network that literally stretches across the world. As MBA alumni, you share a bond that time and distance cannot erase, and we want to remain connected to you and support you in any way we can. Most importantly, you leave MBA with the assurance that God goes before you and walks beside you and leads you towards the purpose of your life. Trust Him. Let Him guide your path. Let Him strengthen your faith and lead you toward what is your purpose. While MBA will always be your home on the shore, I really pray that you will make heaven the ultimate home. Congratulations, class of 2026. Welcome to the Monterey Bay Academy Alumni Association. As your time comes to a close here at MBA, I hope you know how deeply that you are loved, not just by your teachers and your staff, but as Pastor Gregory so beautifully put it in his address, you are loved unconditionally by your Heavenly Father. I hope you'll stay connected with us. I hope you'll come back to MBA for alumni reunions, share your stories, share your successes, even your failures. We are here for you, and MBA will always be your home on the shore.
He's in the audience. He's in the audience. You want to announce him? Please, please.
Angus.
Angus.
Angus. Angus.
Where are you, Angus?
Where is he?
Angus asleep?
He's asleep?
That's fair.
Hey,
I don't see him.
bingo game.
Okay. Bingo. May we please rise for the benediction? Dear Jesus, thank you so much for this beautiful morning. Thank you so much for the sunshine that we got upon us. Thank you so much that we get to celebrate our accomplishments, our achievements, and I thank you so much that each of us are graduating here, all the hard work we put in, and I pray that as we I pray for the next senior classes coming in, and I pray that you keep us all safe as we all go our separate ways. Be with each individual, keep them close to you, and thank you so much for the celebration that we get to share together. Thank you so much, and may your will be done. Amen.
And now will the audience please be seated for the recessional.